And this is why I need guys to understand this knowledge, because all of this bleeds into what's going to come from your relationships with females. And it also is going to explain to you why they behave the way that they do. She's able to sit here and post all this that on her Instagram because number one, she knows her husband won't do anything about it. Number two, he has this egalitarian mindset, and for him, he's more worried about being called a misogynist than holding her accountable for being a 304. If Piers put his foot down and said, hey, you're not gonna be posting this dumb shit no more. I'm a top tier journalist. Everyone knows me. My last name means something. That'll humble her real quick. So Time Horizon says, just some of Piers Morgan's wife Instagram posts explains a lot. Here's his wife, Celia Walden. You know each other so well, but I do think somehow there's that smidgen of love somewhere. You wouldn't have married him otherwise, and he's not likely to have an affair, nor for you. Probably a smidgen, bruh. Bro, here she is, some dude in Speedos washing a car. When the husband's away, Mr. Suds comes to play, bro. Reading Lenny's brilliant memoir and thinking back to Sunny Saturday in Paris, he'd taken a 3-year vow of absence at the time. Shame. Let lover rule, bruh. And then here she is lying down and says, wanted pool boy, no experience needed. Yo, man. Hey, yo. Yo. That shit's crazy. This shit is fucking crazy, bruh. This one is the worst. Some dude in a fucking Speedo in LA. When the husband's away, Mr. Suds comes to play. Bro, what the fuck is going on? And it's funny because Piers was trying to make fun of Nick calling him a virgin. Bro, I'd rather be a virgin than fucking be a cuck. Like, god damn, man. And I tweeted this. It says here, Piers Morgan pressed Nick for not having sex while his wife literally takes vacations from him to have sex with other men. Bruh. We don't know for a fact if she's smashing other guys, but I'll tell you this, we probably aren't surprised if she does, dude. Holy, bro. Holy. And this is probably why Piers is so fucking, like, you know, pro-feminist, you know? That's why he's so pro-feminist. This is fucking painful, man. Man, that hurts, bro. We can watch this video a little bit here.
Discussion, debate, interview, whatever you want to call it, between Nick Fuentes and Piers Morgan. And the funniest part of it for me was towards the end, about an hour and a half in, where Piers Morgan is starting to grill Nick Fuentes on being inexperienced with women. Now, this is actually a weakness that Nick has. I've seen him being interviewed or debating with women in the past, and he doesn't come off great because he doesn't have a huge amount of experience with women. And Piers realizes he's got him on this. He's like, yeah, you're a virgin, you need to have sex with a woman. And it's like, okay, Piers, is the discourse really reduced to calling our opponents virgins? I mean, that's very, very...
Yeah, that's low IQ as fuck. And it's like, Piers is a Catholic. So, like, why are you mad at him for following the faith and waiting till marriage?
Playground, don't you think? But also, it's not like you can hold yourself up as the model of masculinity when the Groyper curse has struck and Nick Fuentes' fans have dug around into your personal life on the internet.
Oh, God.
And brought back quite a lot of interesting stuff. And that made other people start looking into, well, hang on a second. If Piers is like, no, you need to get a woman and then you will be normal. Well, a lot of your relationship is actually very public facing, Piers. As in, you've put it in the newspapers or your wife puts it on Instagram and doesn't exactly come across very well, actually, Piers. It makes you look, and I'm not going to sugarcoat this, like a literal cuckold whose wife regularly cheats on him. That's what you appear to publicly be. Piers' wife seems to...
It's the problem with feminism, chat.
...be basically brazenly contemptuous of him. Right? He reveals that when he met his wife, Celia Walden, he was bombing, giving a speech in front of 1,000 people, and everyone was jeering at him. No, who could have imagined? And the only person laughing was Celia, who was laughing at him. She was really laughing at my discomfort. So the very first time he meets her, he is a clown to her. He is a figure of fun to her. She thinks he is fucking ridiculous. And she really just doesn't seem to give a shit whether he exists or not. Piers admitted that Celia has forgotten their anniversary every single year since they tied the knot in 2010.
Ooh. Bro's been with her since 2010? Bruh.
Speaking of Lorraine, he revealed she's forgotten it for 9 It's just like I'm not in her airspace at all, so I have a wife who never remembers our anniversary. That's really unusual, Piers. It really makes it look like she doesn't love you, like she doesn't really want to be with you, like she's not attracted to you, and you're actually a bit of a burden that she spends her time mocking. And I'm guessing it's literally that she's with you for the money, and possibly the status as well. And it just gets better from there. She admitted, no, she wasn't impressed at all with him. She joked that she wasn't too impressed with her first encounter and was unsure about even posing for a picture with him.
Chat, is she...
So he came across as a loser and a simp. May 2005, seconds after we first met, I remember thinking, do I really want to have my picture taken with this guy? After he left Good Morning Britain, there was a double-page spread in The Sun that she posted on her Instagram that said literally, please hire my husband. I'm sick of having to look at him every morning. She told The Sun, being married to Piers is basically one very long eye roll. But what people don't realize about Piers, he's usually very quiet at home because he's exhausted himself. The only reason I'm sad about him leaving Good Morning Britain, and the fact that I wake up and there he is staring back at me morning after morning.
Chat, she is? Hold on.
Unfortunately, he's got all of his energy back now, so please someone give him a job. Like, okay, your wife seems to have no respect for you, and she seems to genuinely not really like you very much, Piers. And there are a weird number of articles that make Piers look just like an embarrassing simp, frankly. Apparently, he crashed his car on their first date because he was too busy staring at her legs. And he gets into an argument with some guy. They're following an incredibly hostile exchange. I was quite taken aback and asked if that happens to him, and he said, yeah, a lot. So he's just generally hated by the general public, right? Unashamedly sycophantic. He describes Celia in the resulting GQ article as ridiculously beautiful, inspiring.
Grok is telling me she's not, chat. Grok is telling me she is not. Her family background is full English. At least that's what Grok is telling me.
Equal doses of admiration, lust, and fear. Celia adds, I actually had a friend who had a crush on Piers.
I didn't even get half only, bro. They're saying that she's not. You have to early life her mom? Who's her mom? Let me look here.
Told her that she was mad? Like, that's not very encouraging from your own wife, Piers. We arranged to meet for the interview, and Piers managed to string out over the course of 4 different meetings. He kept saying, yeah, there are a few things I didn't quite get, and each of these meetings ended up with us having more and more alcohol until eventually he declared his real motivations and says, the thing is, you tick every single one of my boxes. And I said, well, that's weird because you don't tick any of mine. And now look at me, cue a resigned sigh. I reckon that she was like, this unattractive beta, he's insufferable. I'm not attracted to him at all. In fact, I think he's a clown. However,
yeah, it's saying her mom is not one of them either. She was a art historian and picture restorer, specializing in old masters, born in England as the daughter of Dr. Thomas Hunt, a prominent physician who served in Winston Churchill. Nope. So now, guys, I don't think so.
He is fabulously wealthy, isn't he? He does have 3 mansions. So, maybe I can just accept his gifts. And she says, I wasn't caving at all. So Piers started aggressively pursuing me in the most bizarre way possible. What an absolutely desperate simp Piers Morgan is. And of course, I wear the trousers, she says. She is, of course, the man of the house. She is the one who calls the shots because she is the one who is reluctantly consenting to the marriage. And he is the one who is desperate for her to like him. And really, I think it's his money that has leveraged her into this place. And so, embarrassing, very embarrassing. But then, like I said, the Groyper curse struck. And the Groypers started looking up her Instagram. And there was quite a lot on the Instagram that really was humiliating for Piers Morgan. Now, it's not bad.
And this is what I showed you guys, the 4 things that Tommy Robinson posted.
Enough that your wife publicly disrespects you in the newspapers, right? It's not bad enough. But basically she says, yeah, I didn't find him attractive and I'm kind of only with him because he love-bombed me with gifts and I realized he was super rich and I could just be a total bitch to him all the time. But the sort of things that she posts on her Instagram are really deeply humiliating for Piers. And I don't know.
Yeah, bro, even for like the biggest feminist that's like, oh yeah, women's rights, woo, yeah, I'm open-minded. This is embarrassing shit that a married woman should never be posting.
If he knows this, in fact, I think he does know this, right? I mean, she's got here's him as a hairdryer blowing her hair. Does anyone know where the off button is? Yeah. Okay, Piers Morgan's a blowhard, right? Okay, fair enough.
Bro, what? No respect. Bro.
That's banter, right? But then you get ones like this, where she's handsy and hanging all over this guy. It's like, okay, yeah, fair enough. That's not that much.
We can see that she's a night rider.
Why we all need a best boyfriend. It's like, right, so it's some guy hugging her and Piers Morgan fuming in the corner. But then it gets just like more explicit. Here she is in a very cozy embrace with Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah, bro. And we all know Lenny Kravitz. If you guys were wondering, yes, he is.
Reading Lenny's brilliant memoir and thinking back to a sunny Saturday in Paris. He'd taken a 3-year vow of abstinence at the time. Shame. Right, okay. So tried to shag Lenny Kravitz. Didn't manage it. But may have been given a loan on loan by his wife. I may be some time. Right, okay, yeah. So implies she shagged this guy. Oh, Oswald, behave. Right, okay. Oh, just very popular with men. And she's very handsy with men on her Instagram. Right, okay. I'm sure there's nothing to worry about here, Piers. If anyone's distracting enough to make you slice half your own head off, it's Mr. Lowe. Don't rush home, Piers. Oh, right. She's trying to shag Rupert Lowe? No, I can't remember this. An actor called Lowe. And then there's this one. When the husband's away, Mr. Suds comes to play, and it's some guy washing a car.
Bro, and that's the worst one. Bro, nigga has orange Speedos. And this is probably at Pierce's house, by the way.
Welcome, punch!
That's what makes this even more egregious. That's probably at Pierce's house, and that's probably a car that he paid for, bro. Come on, man.
Pants. Right. Okay.
Why does this nigga have no pants?
Okay. I mean, I'm sure Piers is feeling pretty good
In public.
about all of this. And then you've got this one where she's...
Hold on, sorry.
Right. Okay. I mean, I'm sure Piers is feeling pretty good about all of this. And then you've got this one where she's talking about the stigma of men with massive dicks. Obviously, Piers Morgan doesn't have that problem. At least she doesn't mention him having that problem. Anyway, my husband, Piers Morgan, doesn't like me to have male friends because he's convinced they want me to have sex. They want to have sex with me. It seems that you want to have sex with them. It seems that you're publicly humiliating your husband by suggesting any other man on earth is desirable apart from him. But to be fair, all of this could just be passed off as, well, you know, it's just banter. It's just me. Ha ha ha. I'm just being so funny on my Instagram, humiliating my stupid, fat, annoying husband.
And this is very common in the West in general, bro. Like, this is what women do. They undermine and hurt the credibility of their guy, and they make fun of him and just use him as a punching bag, right? And the guy's supposed to just sit there and self-deprecate. Fuck that, man. Guys, don't ever let your girlfriend or your female counterpart ever disrespect you like this, because it leads to other problems, okay?
Okay, that's not very nice. Doesn't seem very respectful.
This is why, like, jokey, banterous women like this are a pain in the ass and nobody likes them.
But I guess Piers Morgan is such a simp that he's prepared to accept the public humiliation for decades now.
Yeah, because of feminism, right? And equality, and women are brilliant.
But that's not proof that she's done anything. I mean, is having an account on Ashley Madison proof, though? I think if your wife or husband has an account on Ashley Madison, then it's probably fair to say they are definitely cheating on you, right? Because, I mean, that is
Facts.
the sole purpose of that website, to literally have extramarital affairs. That's the point of it. And of course, Piers Morgan's wife has an account on there. Like, that is wild, absolutely wild, how much she seems to despise him. And so put in that light, you think, well, all this talk of him being like, yeah, men and women are equal. Well, no, your wife is clearly superior to you in your relationship, so she doesn't think of herself as your equal. As far as she's concerned, you're punching up, right? All of that seems like a kind of way of justifying how he's treated like such a beta in his own relationship. And of course, a few years back, she decided to go on a 5-week, quote, marriage sabbatical. Now, I'm completely sure, Piers, that her Ashley Madison account went completely untouched during this 5 weeks, you actual cuck. Like, I'm absolutely sure she wasn't just non-stop cheating on you. Completely sure.
Bruh, this is why, man, yo, guys, when you're a famous dude, bro, you have to have your girl in check, bro. I'm telling you, man, when you're a famous dude, you gotta have your girl in fucking check, guys.
Because, I mean, it's normal for white women to be like, yeah, I need to spend more than a month away from you, not really having any contact with you. And I have also, coincidentally, an account with Ashley Madison. Nothing to worry about there. Don't you worry about it. I'm just going to post on Instagram about how I'm shagging all of these other guys. Don't you worry about it.
And notice how this guy that she's talking about, you can see he's in good shape, right? Pause. But, and I'm going to talk about this in detail, right? Why I'm going to break this down for you guys, because there's a lot more to this.
Of course, there is the long history of me saying you're really fucking...
Notice how he does not look like Piers. The guys that she's allegedly cheating with look nothing like Piers. That should be another fucking, clue.
Annoying, and one of my girlfriends who had a crush on you, I think she was mad. I think she was just mad. What this all adds up to is the fact that Piers Morgan isn't really in a position to lecture anyone about what being successful with women actually looks like.
Yeah, I'll be honest, bro. I'd rather be a fucking virgin than have my girl doing this kind of shit and embarrassing me all over the fucking internet as a prominent voice in media. Now, let's just, look, man, there's lessons to be learned from this. Let's have a very honest and a very raw and a difficult conversation, all right? We live in a globalized sexual marketplace. What does this mean? This means that women have more access than ever before to an abundance of men from all over the world, okay? A woman that would have been limited geographically to find a mate in her immediate geographic vicinity can now go ahead and access men all across the world. And I liken this almost to the female chess piece for the queen, right? The queen, as you guys know that play chess, she can move in any direction that she wants, right? As many spaces as she wants. One of the most powerful pieces on the board. However, if you lose your queen and she dies, if you get a pawn across the board, you can turn it into a queen and now you're good, right? And this speaks to a bigger situation. And that situation is this. Since women have all the leverage and latitude in dating and courtship and relationships in 2025 in this modern day age, you must be a pinnacle guy. And when I say you must be a pinnacle guy, what I mean by this is you have to have your money on point. You need to be in good shape. You need to be charming and charismatic and a good speaker. You got to be funny. You got to be respected by your peers or in your industry, right? When you walk into a room, your reputation should precede you. You have to have all these different things in line, okay? Now, why am I saying this? The reason why I'm saying this is because if you're deficient in one thing, that thing will come back to hurt you tenfold, okay? Let's use Piers, for example. Piers is a world-renowned journalist, extremely famous, extremely wealthy, right? I wouldn't be surprised if his net worth is somewhere between $20 to $100 million, right? Internationally recognized, respected broadcaster, etc. What are his weak points? Well, he has an egalitarian mindset with men and women, which means that he treats his wife as an equal, and he's not really in shape. Not really the best looker. Pause. You can see that he's aged a bit, hair's getting gray, got the turkey neck going on. So though he has money and status, which I told you guys are some of the biggest amplifiers, he's not physically attractive, unfortunately. Pause. So if you guys notice, what is his wife craving on her Instagram? Men that are in good shape, that are younger, that have some semblance of youth and attractiveness, right? We saw the picture of her with the pool boy lying there like this, being a 304. When the husband's away, the Suds will play with this nigga with a Speedo, right? But what does that guy have? He has a V-taper. What do pool boys be known as, right? The stereotype. They're handsome and they're young, right? So since her husband is deficient in sexual market value from a physical standpoint, she's looking to replace that through other guys. Now, it's very important that you guys also understand this. Since women are far more selective than men are, and they require more, it's very difficult for them to get everything they want out of a man from one individual, okay? I'm gonna say that again. Since women have higher standards, they want status, clout, money, tall, good looking, charming. Very few men have all of these things in one guy, okay? So since very few men can exude these traits, what ends up happening is women do what most women do this. And what they do is they compartmentalize their men, aka having a roster, okay? So if she has a guy, like a Piers, for example, who's rich and famous and, you know, is able to handle the security side, what's left? Well, she's still a human being. She still wants some type of sexual satisfaction. She still wants some kind of like emotional connection or maybe some excitement. Who's going to offer that to her? Probably not him. It's going to be a younger, more attractive guy. And since she has the provisioning and the security part handled, now she's okay with being with the pool boy. Now she's okay with being with a weirdo with fucking, you know, tidy whities, orange tidy whities, right? So always understand that the way women may select is they may select based off of what are they deficient in. Once security is handled, then they could go ahead and go more for looks. Now, here's another thing I also want to say. She's an older female, okay? As an older female, like what ends up happening is like these girls get like a second wind sexually. A lot of these older women, you know, they always say, oh yeah, a woman in her 35s is in her sexual prime, blah, blah. No, she just ends up, you know, deciding, I didn't, you know, maybe I have fear of missing out. I didn't get the hot guys, or maybe she was with a boring ass husband. You know, that's when they might want to go ahead and have their second run. That's pretty much what's going on with his wife, right? And this is why I tell y'all, nobody's safe, okay? Nobody's safe. And the only thing you can really do as a guy is ensure that you are maxed out in every single thing that you can control. And physicality is one of them. A lot of guys will get money, become famous, and just get fat and think that that's okay and it's gonna coast it, like they can just smash girls off their status. Bruh, what ends up happening when you're like that is your girl does what this dude's wife is doing, right? Your status and your income, though great, don't overcompensate for your lack of physical aesthetics. And this, my friends, is precisely why men need to have it all. I'm sorry, there's just no way around it. The competitiveness of the global sexual marketplace has created an environment where men can no longer afford to be deficient, right? All of us have that one uncle that somehow got this fucking hot ass girl, right? And got married to her. But whenever they interact, you're like, how the fuck are they together? Right? We all have that uncle. He comes to fucking, you know, he's that uncle that always has a new bitch, right? We all know that guy. He has a new girl every fucking month or so, but then eventually he finds one that he marries. And then every time, you know, him and his wife show up to the family reunion, they barely talk. It's like, how do these people even like each other, right? Well, the reason why that was able to happen back in the day is because that woman didn't have access to a huge pool of potential suitors. So she had to deal with your fucking uncle. Your uncle was the best that she could do at that time because geographic limitations. Well, thanks to the internet and social media and dating apps, women no longer have to subject themselves to men in their immediate vicinity only. And if they do, they can still shop around and find another guy on the internet. This chick has 50K on fucking Instagram followers. I don't know if y'all peeped that. That's a lot. That's a lot. Who the hell is this chick? Right? So it's very important that you guys understand that this is the new sexual marketplace that we're in. If you're deficient in something, it will come back to bite you in the ass. Simple as that. If you have money, but you're a simp, you'll get used. If you're handsome, but poor, girls won't stay with you long term. You won't be able to retain her. If you have game and nothing else, yeah, you'll get lays here and there, but it'll be very difficult for you to get women to take you seriously. This is why you have to have it all, guys. If you want to be able to have a woman who's submissive, attractive, doesn't have an eye for other men, number one, you got to find the right girl. That's a part of it. Some girls are 304s. You'll never be able to fucking fix their bad habits. And you have to mitigate all issues. Now, I'm here to tell you guys, and let me be explicitly clear about this. Having it all isn't going to save you guys. Having it all simply isn't going to save you guys. No one is impervious to this. Tom Brady lost Giselle to some fucking jiu-jitsu guy, right? World-class athletes lose their wives all the time, right? Or get broken up with or whatever. I'm telling you guys to have these things in place to mitigate the risk. But that does not mean that the risk does not still exist. You're plugging as many holes as you can in the fucking boat so it doesn't sink. You're trying to stay afloat. That's what dating as a guy is now, honestly. Because, like I said before, all the conventions that kept women in line to keep them submissive and, following a man's lead, they're all gone. We don't have shame anymore. We don't have religious institutions anymore like that are powerful enough to tell women that they need to fucking chill out. We don't have societal pressure on women to stay faithful. We have, if anything, it's the other side. We have societal pressure for women to pursue their happiness. We have societal pressure for women to divorce their guy, take the money. There's an entire business around it. Divorce Inc., family lawyers, family courts, you know, child daycare. Like there's an entire infrastructure set around the divorce industry and the marriage industry. So they're incentivized for financial reasons to keep it going. So there's really no plus, right? If we're being extremely pragmatic here, there's really no like serious tangible plus for a woman to stay in a relationship if she's not happy. If she's not happy, she can leave and still get a lot of the benefits. And that is why the divorce rates are fucking through the roof. This is why women initiate 80-90% of the divorces. They only get rewarded for doing so. So this is what you guys have to understand when you get into this dating marketplace, is that a lot of the fucking conventions that were put in place to contain hypergamy, they're cooked. They're gone. Shame, religion, society, the patriarchy, traditionalism, all gone. Now what we live in is a female-led and a female-first patriarchy. That's what we live in now, guys. We live in a, yes, the society that we live in is a patriarchy. However, this patriarchy is dictated by the matriarchy, okay? Everything is female first. Though men control the monopoly of force and men run and control most of the wealth and the leadership, etc., all of the leadership and all of the legislation and all of the things that come out are overwhelmingly pro-woman over pro-man, despite the fact that men lead the charge. Now, I'm not surprised. Women have been able to kind of get their way with male leadership for a long time. So what women have effectively done is they put men in the leadership role physically, right? So that they bear the brunt of protection and monopoly of force, all this is bullshit. But these men in power legislate and normalize laws and cultural norms that inherently benefit women, right? So you need to like take the red pill and understand what type of world that we live in. On the outside, you could say, oh, well, it's a patriarchy. But the reality is that it's a gynocentric social fucking order. That's what it really is. That is propped up by the patriarchy. I'll give you a perfect example of this. You and your fucking girl get into a fight.
Punch!
Right? She calls 911. These niggas show up. Though it's male cops that are going to show up, what are they going to do? Well, we know statistically speaking, more than likely, they're going to arrest your fucking ass. Not her. Men overwhelmingly get arrested more for domestic violence situations than women do. We also know that let's say the cops arrest both y'all. Let's assume we get a situation where we got some unbiased cops and they come in and they arrest both y'all. Who's going to do less time? Well, if you guys both get convicted, she's going to do roughly 60% less time than you do. So even though we live on the outside with the facade of this patriarchy, the social order and the way that we do things is always more beneficial to women than men. So women are able to effectively utilize the protection, ingenuity, societal marvels that men have created to their advantage long term. That's where we are. And this is why I need guys to understand deeply this knowledge, because all of this bleeds into what's going to come from your relationships with females. And it also is going to explain to you why they behave the way that they do. She's able to sit here and post all this fucking thought shit on her Instagram because number one, she knows her husband won't do anything about it. Number two, he has this egalitarian mindset. And for him, he's more worried about calling her out for being a 304. Sorry, he's more worried about being called a misogynist for calling her out for being a 304 than holding her accountable for being a fucking 304, right? And this is why, if you guys notice, people like myself, Andrew Tate, whatever, what happens with us? We get suppressed. These guys are misogynists. These guys, hate women. These guys are evil. Why do they work so hard to demonize guys like us? Why am I banned on fucking Twitch? Why am I demonetized on YouTube? Why am I been banned on Meta so many different times? I have to make like 10 different accounts. My Facebook cooked. 10 Instagrams gone. Why? Because a man's greatest superpower is knowing his worth. And a woman's greatest superpower is you not understanding your worth. I'm gonna say that again for you stupid niggas. A man's greatest power is knowing his worth, because then he'll act accordingly. A woman's greatest power is you not knowing your worth so that she can act accordingly and she can siphon off the value from you. If Piers put his fucking foot down and said, hey, you're not gonna be posting this dumb shit no more. I'm a fucking top tier journalist. Everyone knows me. My last name means something. So you got a choice to make. You're either gonna stop posting this stupid shit or you're out the fucking door. As a matter of fact, your bags are packed already. And say hi to fucking Jennifer on your way out. Bad 21-year-old. Two of them. Jennifer and fucking Ling Ling. I don't fucking know. Right? Have a Chinese chick and have an Asian girl and a fucking Mexican chick ready to go. Whatever. She goes and gets her fucking bags and sees those two baddies over there that are younger and hotter than her. Oh, yeah. Now reality's setting in. Oh shit. Not only is he putting his foot down, he's showing me that he can replace me. Oh, that'll humble her real fucking quick. That'll humble her real fucking quick. Women only get in line when you have other women in line. Women only respect you when you can replace them. And the highest demonstration of showing a woman that you can replace her is what, chat? Showing it, whether overtly or covertly, that you got other women that are willing to take her fucking spot. That's the only way women respect you in 2025, man, and into 2026. It's the only way, all right? It's not 1971. You niggas can't fucking Sean Connery these bitches no more. Sorry, can't do that shit. The only thing you can do is let her know that you understand your worth and that you're not going to tolerate this bullshit and you can replace her like that. That's the only thing women fucking respect in 2025, bro. The only thing. It's the only thing. This is why they hate guys like me and Andrew. What do we tell y'all niggas? Have other women. Don't commit until you got 6 months to a year. She's got to be submissive. She should be waiting on you hand and foot. Anything you say goes. Nothing is a fucking democracy. You're the fucking boss. And then you decide how much you want to get her involved in your affairs. But at the end of the day, you're the final decision maker. Ain't no, well, I think, I don't agree. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. We run shit. You're just here. And the reason why they're so fucking terrified of this information is because if men put their fucking foot down with these women, there'd be a fucking serious issue. Okay? But they don't want guys like us putting this information out there because all we're doing is holding up a mirror to the men saying, hey, bro, make $100,000 per year. You're 6 foot tall. You're a good looking guy. Why are you with this stupid bitch over here that don't respect you? Damn, you're right. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. You wake one guy up, that's bad. You wake up 5,000 guys, that's worse. You wake up 100,000 guys, now we have some serious fucking problems. See where I'm going with this? So this is why I harp on you guys to get your value up and not tolerate fuckery from women. Because despite all the accolades that Piers Morgan has accomplished from being a world-renowned journalist, what has his wife done in 24 hours? Undermine all of it, bro.
Welcome, punch!
So, bottom line, the takeaway from this, guys, you have to have it all, bro. Gotta get in the gym. Gotta have high sexual market value from a physicality perspective. You need to be fucking single-digit body fat or high or low double-digit. You need visible abs. You need to have veins popping. Sorry. You need to be making 6 figures a year bare minimum. Sorry. You need to dress well. Have your clothes fit you so you look good. Sorry. Need to learn how to be able to convey yourself and be interesting. Sorry. You gotta be able to tell a fucking joke. You gotta be able to hold a conversation, carry a conversation, because women are stupid and can't carry conversations anyway. Sorry. This is where we are now, guys. You gotta be the fucking pinnacle guy. And the scary part? No guarantees, chat. No guarantees. I've said it before. I've said it a million times. All my fucking dumbass haters never talk about this. I'm not saying that you're impervious to female bullshit. What I am saying is let's mitigate the fucking female bullshit as much as we can. And this starts with you increasing your sexual market value in every single component. Status, money, physicality, looking good, getting in the gym, taking care of yourself, get your fucking teeth straightened, get your teeth fucking whitened, have a skincare routine, make sure your skin is clear, avoid drugs, avoid alcohol, avoid eating like shit, sleep 8 to 10 hours a night, take care of yourself. This is where we are, chat. This is where we are. Looks do matter. Status does matter. Money does matter. But they all fucking matter. Having only 1 or 2 is going to still limit you in your overall appeal. And the worst part is, even if you have it all, guys, you can still get left. So you need to keep that in the back of your mind as well. Learn from Piers, guys. Learn from Piers. It's fucking dog eat dog out there, bro. It really is, man.